So guys, it is official. Real Madrid have won the Champions League 2 times now in a row. The first team to retain the Champions League in its current form, which is just unbelievable. It was a fantastic game of football. I really enjoyed it. I was going to record this after the game, but I decided I was going to wait till tomorrow, read a little bit about the match and, you know, what everyone's thoughts on it are, and then just make a video. Talk about what I think happened, about Ronaldo. I want to talk about him. I want to talk about Buffon, the Ramos red card. I want to talk about whether they could do it again next year, maybe get 3 wins in a row. So sit back, relax, and let's talk football. So basically, Madrid did win the game 4-1 in the end, which I think is a little bit flattering. I think the fact that Juventus went down to 10 men in the second half, which was just a ridiculous red card, just completely stupid. Ramos literally got breathed on and fell to the floor. And got Cuadrado sent off. I mean, he was only on the pitch for 2 or 3 minutes, I think it was, which is just crazy. He becomes only the 3rd player to be sent off in a Champions League final. I think the other 2 were Jens Lehmann for Arsenal against Barcelona, and I believe it was Didier Drogba. So yeah, only 3 people have been sent off in the final, and that's pretty crazy. So the game itself at the start was very, very much end-to-end. I thought Juventus made a really good start. But of course, the main man himself, Ronaldo, gets that goal. A lovely cutback from Carvajal as he bombed down that right side. And it did take a little bit of a deflection. I think it was off Bonucci as it found the bottom left corner, or Buffon's bottom right corner. He just wasn't quite quick enough to get to it. I don't think it would have gone in had the deflection not actually happened. I think maybe Buffon might have just about got it. But Ronaldo obviously runs off, celebrates like he's won the World Cup for Portugal. And no, I'm kidding. Obviously, Ronaldo is one of the greats. He is definitely one of the best players of all time. And that moment must have been amazing for him to score in another final. I believe that's the 3rd final he's actually scored in. So that, I believe, is a record in itself. Then Juventus got back in the game with the best goal I can remember in many, many years in a Champions League final. Somehow, I still don't know how this happened. You've got Navas, who, let's be real, isn't the tallest goalkeeper, but very athletic, very good reflexes. It looped him, and he looked like a Sunday League goalkeeper. It was absolutely incredible from Mandzukic just to flick it, kind of like a bicycle kick, over Navas, and it was just an amazing goal. And from there, I'm not going to lie, I was hoping Juventus would kick on and win the game for Buffon. This was all about Buffon for me. He's 39 years old. Could potentially be his last chance, although I believe he has said he's going to play next season as well and retire when he's 40. But this was his chance, wasn't it, to lift that trophy, and I would have loved to seen it. And Mandzukic getting that goal back, I thought that could be the catalyst for them to get down the other end and score again and just keep the pressure up. But unfortunately, it didn't really go that way, and Madrid, of course, ended up winning 4-1. Ronaldo scored it again in the second half. I thought Isco was unbelievable until he came off. I thought Kroos, Modric, Casemiro's goal was pretty fantastic as well. I believe that took a deflection as well, didn't it? So overall, I want to say the Madrid team, they had a very good performance, and in the end, they probably deserved to win the game. Juventus didn't quite turn up. They played well in parts of the game, but 4-1 was a bit flattering. I don't think they quite deserved to lose the game 4-1. But let's talk about that red card, because if that red card didn't happen, who knows what would have happened. I think having Cuadrado on the pitch, they changed to a 4 at the back, I believe, Juventus, and had Cuadrado come on. That could have changed the game. He's an electric player, really quick, very skillful, and who knows, they may have got back into it. But I'm seeing this again, like Ramos, just incredible player. Don't get me wrong, Ramos has to be one of the best centre-backs in current football. He really is a phenomenal centre-back. He adds goals to his play. He scores some really crucial goals, including in Champions League finals in the past. And he is a great defender, one of the best of all time. But there is something about him, and it really bothers me. He's so unprofessional sometimes. The way he got Cuadrado sent off in this final, which might haunt Cuadrado for the rest of his career, being sent off in the final, in the biggest club game of the calendar. And it's because Ramos just cheated. Just an absolute dirty cheat. And it really, really triggered me. And I hope that someday we will stand up to that and say, you're not playing the next Champions League season just because of that. You can't cheat in a final like that. It is cheating. It's no worse than looking at your mate's paper when you're doing an exam. It's cheating. It's just the way it is, and you get disqualified. Ramos, maybe it's a little bit too much to say you can't feature in the next Champions League season because of cheating, but maybe give him a 3-game ban, suspension, whatever it has to be. We've got some stats and facts to go through. So I'm on the BBC website, which I love to read through. They do have some stats at the bottom, which always interest me. So Ronaldo has scored in 3 different Champions League finals, 2017, 2014 and 2008, more than any other player. And also Ronaldo scored his 600th goal in all competitions for club and country. I believe he's on 602 now. Or is it six? It might be 601. Just out of this world. 600 goals for club and country. And he's probably still got 2-3 seasons left in him. He's still on top of his game. He might even have 4 seasons, maybe even 5. You just don't know with, you know, these players that are just so strong, physically fit. They could just go on. Buffon's 39. He's almost 40. In a couple of months' time, he turns 40, which is just crazy. Madrid are the first team in the Champions League era to retain the trophy. And here's another stat that Zinedine Zidane is the first manager to win back-to-back European Cup Champions League trophies since Arrigo Sacchi with AC Milan in 89-90. That's pretty crazy. Real Madrid have won their last 6 European Cup finals. The last one they lost was in 1981 to Liverpool. That blows my mind. They're so successful. Real Madrid became the first team in Champions League history to score 500 plus goals. They've now got 503, the first team to break through 500. Just unreal, isn't it? And at the bottom here, Buffon is the 3rd oldest player to feature in a European Cup final at 39 years old and 126 days old. That is some stats. Now I'm looking at the match stats here as well. Possession-wise, Madrid just about edged it with 56% of the ball. Shots-wise, they dominated. They got double. 18 shots, 9 compared to Juventus there. But on target, Juventus got 4 of those shots on target. Madrid only 5. So you can see that although Juventus lost the game 4-1, they still had quite a lot of chances. They really did. Only 1 corner each, which I thought was a crazy stat. And Juventus made 23 fouls. Madrid only making 18. Although it's not too much more. That's a lot of fouls, isn't it? That really is. And is that down to the fact that Spanish players, or not Spanish players, but players that play in the Spanish league do just go down a little bit easier? Maybe it could be that. So let's talk about Ronaldo really quick. Another thing that I want to tick off this list. I think I've said this quite a few times. I'm definitely more of a Messi fan than a Ronaldo fan, and I'm not going to hide that. I love that Messi is just born to play. He's a natural talent, and don't get me wrong, Ronaldo's got natural talent, but I almost see them as one's an athlete, top of his game, probably the best athlete in the world, along with Usain Bolt maybe. Like they're physically, they're just unreal. Whereas Messi, for me, he could maybe never turn up to training and he would still be this good. He's just born for it. But Ronaldo this year, I mean, there's just no chance that he's not going to win another Ballon d'Or. And I think right now he is the best player in the world. It's just, stats don't lie. Stats do not lie. Messi has had another very good season, but compared to previous seasons, maybe not had big of an impact as in other seasons. But Ronaldo, just unreal. Just absolutely unreal. That is the word I want to use in today's video a lot. It's unreal. Unreal Madrid. Yeah, okay, whatever. But Ronaldo definitely deserves to win the Ballon d'Or as it stands. Of course, we're only 6 months into this year, but you look at the trophies he's won already. La Liga, he's already got the Champions League as well. Like, there isn't much more you can win in this calendar year. So Ronaldo, incredible respect to Ronaldo. He has a lot of haters, and I'm sure Messi does too. And I think Ronaldo is a bit egotistical, and I think he has every right to be, because he is quite simply the best player in the world right now. Maybe not by raw talent, but right now, based in his current form, there is no other player on the planet that's playing as well as he is right now. It's just the way it is. I've talked about the red card. Can Real Madrid win 3 Champions Leagues in a row? Now, this is a question I've been thinking to myself over the last few, maybe half an hour before this video. I just started thinking what I could talk about. Is it possible? Of course it is. Madrid, I think they might just be the favourites of all time to do something like this. I think that their squad is so unbelievably good. They could afford to sell Bale. They could afford to sell quite a few players and still be one of the best teams in the world. That's when you know your squad is very strong. And I think that, although I'm going to make a prediction and say I don't think they'll win it next year, I think that winning it 3 times in a row, it's never been done twice in a row, let alone 3. I don't think the odds are there. It could happen though. It really could. And if they were to do that, then that surely puts them down in history as the best club team of all time. 3 Champions Leagues in a row. That, I just don't see it happening. I'm going to go with... I've got a feeling it could be a bit of a surprise next season. Maybe a team like Napoli could win it, or something like that. Maybe PSG could go one step further than they have before. That'd be great to see. Maybe even a team like Monaco if they hold on to all of their players, which I don't think is going to happen. But for me, it's impossible to predict, but I don't think Madrid will get 3 wins in a row. But if they do, that will be unbelievable. Now, Buffon, before I finish up this video, Buffon, legend of the game. Thankfully, he's not retiring. I have read that he's going to give it one more go. He wants to get into the Champions League final next year, and he wants to win it. Can they do it? Yeah, I think Juventus could. I really do. They need to make sure that they're holding on to their best players. You know, you could easily say that Barzagli is going to potentially retire. Maybe it's a little bit too late now to go for another push. A lot of their players are aging quite a bit, especially defensively, so they are going to have to strengthen once again this summer. But if players like Dybala can grow even more, get a bit more experience, he's played in this final. Although Dybala didn't have a good game, I think that, you know, a year can do so much for a player. I honestly think they could do it. I really do. But Buffon, if he doesn't win the Champions League, it's not all over for him. He's still, in my opinion, one of the best goalkeepers of all time since I've been born. And he is a legend of the game. There's no doubt about it. And it looks like he will retire at the age of 40. He'll probably win the Italian League once again, and maybe the Italian Cup. But the Champions League would just top it off. So I'm going to say it now. I hope that, obviously, if Juventus get into the final, they win it next year. That would be unbelievable. I think they've lost their last 5, haven't they? Their last 5 finals, which is so cruel. But coming to the end of this video, I want to talk about content. Now, I'm taking a bit of a break from playing FIFA. I think that it might do good for my channel, and I'm thinking of doing some other content. I'm thinking of doing transfer videos, talking about players that are in the limelight and that could be moving. Transfer rumours, so it's not always confirmed things. It could be that some players are being looked at by other teams. Maybe I could discuss that. I thought about maybe doing like a podcast, something like that. So I wanted you guys to suggest things in the comments below. You can also talk about career modes and what teams you'd like me to do. But right now, what kind of content would you like to see that isn't career mode, that isn't Ultimate Team? It can still be FIFA related maybe. Just let me know what you're thinking. But that is going to bring this video to an end. Juventus, so unlucky not to win it. I thought it was their year. I was hoping they were going to do it. But Real Madrid were just too good on the day. And I think Ronaldo, Ballon d'Or on the way once again. And potentially 3 Champions League wins in a row. That would be unbelievable. Thank you for watching, guys. If you've enjoyed it, leave a like rating. And I will see you next time.